they're going to have like serious security.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? 100%.
I mean, he rolls around with a bunch of killers. Like, all of us are trained fighters. I don't think he needs security, but who knows? And I don't think those guys are really about it, you know?
You don't think so?
I think if they were, they would have got off the bus, but that's just my opinion.
Interesting. Okay, so you think it's all talk?
I think so. I don't think these guys are really about it.
You think it's all a show?
I think they're just all talk. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's just my opinion. I think they're just a little bit of all talk, and they're just, you know what I mean? Who knows?
Look at him. Look at him screaming at the corner. He's screaming at Dannis, Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. Look at him. Oh,
and now Khabib jumps the fence.
No.
Whoa! No! And he's going right at Dannis. Mayhem! Oh, no. Total chaos here. It looks like UFC security has corralled Khabib Nurmagomedov. Well, Khabib wasn't kidding when he said no handshake after the fight. Oh! And now one of Nurmagomedov's teammates throws a right hand at Conor. All hell has broken loose!
This is crazy.
All rise. This court is now in session. Please be seated. We will now hear the civil case of Dillon Dannis versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. Plaintiff's attorney, you may begin.
My client, Mr. Dannis, was just observing the fight rooting for McGregor. There has been some serious conflicts between Khabib and McGregor before the fight even started. So we know that these fighters do not like each other at all. Khabib ultimately submitted McGregor and ended up winning in the 4th round. Right after this, Khabib jumped over the cage and started attacking Dillon Dannis, starting a huge altercation between both teams. Khabib claims Mr. Dannis was chirping at him, talking trash. Even if this was the case, Khabib should have controlled his emotions and celebrated with his team instead of lashing out and attacking Dillon Dannis, causing a huge brawl. This act from Khabib was very unprofessional and believe the outcome should find Khabib liable for assault and battery. Thank you. Dillon, what happened right after the fight ended?
Khabib jumped out of the cage and charged at me.
Did you touch him or make any physical threat?
No, I didn't touch him at all.
What were you doing at the time?
Standing outside the cage, just talking.
Did you fight back?
No, I was shocked. Security stepped in fast.
And for my final question, how did this affect you?
It hurt emotionally. It was embarrassing and scary.
Did you insult Khabib during and after the match?
Yes, but nothing physical.
Isn't it possible that your words provoked him?
Maybe, but words don't justify violence.
You admit to talking trash, right?
Yeah, it's normal in fights, but I didn't hit anyone.
Khabib, why did you jump out the cage?
I was angry. Dillon kept insulting me even after the fight.
Did you feel attacked by his words?
Yes, it felt very disrespectful.
Did you plan the attack?
No, I just reacted.
Did Dillon physically hurt you in any way?
No, just his words.
Do you regret jumping out and fighting?
Yes, I do admit it was a mistake.
You agree the fight was already over, right?
Yes.
And you made the decision to jump the fence?
Yeah.
So you chose violence after the match ended?
Yes.
Your Honor, the evidence today shows that Khabib Nurmagomedov made a conscious decision to attack my client, Dylan Dannis. After the fight, Dylan didn't threaten him physically. He was standing outside the cage talking. That is not justified violence. Khabib is a trained professional that comes responsibility. Jumping the cage and starting the fight is not only unprofessional, it's illegal. We ask you to find Khabib liable for the harm he caused, both physically and emotionally. Thank you.
Your Honor, Khabib was pushed to the edge. Trash talk went too far. He didn't plan an attack. He just reacted emotionally. He regrets his actions and doesn't intend serious harm. It was a moment of weakness, not aggression. He is not a danger nor a villain. We ask you find him.
I have quite a few questions before I give my verdict. 1. Did Khabib physically attack Dylan after the fight? 2. Were Dylan's words enough to justify violence? 3. Was Dylan harmed emotionally or physically? After hearing all the evidence, I find Khabib liable. He jumped the cage and chose to attack after the match was over. Dylan Dannis was hurt, and the attack was not justified. The court rules in the favor of the plaintiff. This case is now closed. Court is dismissed.
Okay, when I catch his neck and I choke him, like he tap, it's like, and I think, hey, you bring like thousands people from Ireland here on different part of world, and you tap in front of them, like, and you talk about like about warrior or something like this. How you can tap? Go sleep, go sleep. And he tap, and I was like, okay, it's not enough. I need something, it's like, and I see like some his corners like talk with me, like, and I think, oh, I have to bite his heart,
Dylan Dennis, right? Is that how you were trying to hit? Or you just trying to hit somebody?
That time I thought I really want to bite his heart.
You sound like Uncle Mike,
And then,
dude.
like, so when the fight ended, he tapped on my back, and I looked at him, and he was like, this and that. And then Khabib, during that whole fight, Khabib was going at me, Islam was going at me, and I kind of saw it kind of getting like that, I never expected him to jump. But then he was pointing at me, and I went like that, and then he just jumped. In my head, too, at the time, I wasn't the best striker. I was like, what the fuck do I do here? I'm going to get into a fucking striking fight with Khabib right now. So, like, he ended up, I, like, clocked him, and then he backed up. I was doing, like, uppercuts, and then, like, security was holding me. I'm getting punched in the back of the head. Like, that whole night was crazy, though. Like, it was nuts. Someone tried to bring a gun into the arena and stuff.
I mean, was that the biggest UFC moment of all time?
I think
Obviously.
it has to be. Yeah,
of course.
I mean, yeah, it has to be.
What else even compares to that?
There was no other brawl. That's what I'm saying.
How does it feel that you were involved in that?
I
remember
think
that,
it's
bro.
legendary.
It is.